Jim Hawley, Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com here in Atlanta, and here with Timmy Ferry. Timmy, kind of double duty, and what I mean by that is, you know, obviously you're working with Trey Kennard, and then your son, Evan, is going to ride in the KTM Junior Supercross Challenge. Got to be a little bit nerve-wracking for you.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, even with Trey, I get nervous too, so you're with somebody all the time, but yeah, when it's your kid out there, I'm not as worried, actually. I'm more nervous about Trey than I am my kid. He's rode the Supercross track a few times and at our house, and I don't really jump any of the crazy jumps, so it's just more of a fun thing. So he's excited about it.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, you know, that KTM Junior Supercross Challenge, I mean, these guys are factory stars. Something he took a little pressure off. Yeah, I thought he might have. I went to I saw the sign-up board, and I said, wow, Evan, number 2. I thought he would have been running in the number 15.
Yeah, I kind of mentioned 15 last week to the lady, but they said they randomly do it, which is actually kind of a good thing. You know, that way, no favoritism for my kid and stuff. So it was cool to see Deegan's kid racing it. I think it was Anaheim 3 maybe. Yeah. So I'm glad the event came back. My kid's been talking about it for weeks. All the kids we ride with at home thinks it's the coolest thing ever. So I'm glad KTM did that. It's cool.
A lot of guys have came through that program. I'm talking about Eli Tomac, Mike Alessi, Jesse Nelson, just to name a few of them.
Yeah, I didn't know a few of those you just mentioned, but when they said, I think it was Dungy, I heard Osborne. Yep. I'm like, man, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't realize that until they kind of reintroduced that KTM Junior Challenge this year. So I think it's a good event. I mean, we got a ton of those little 50s at home. So yeah, for the kids, it's awesome.
All right, let's transition over to the man who runs that number 41, who you're helping, Trey Kennard, struggling the last couple of weeks, and I mean with starts. I mean, I watched him. I know that 8th last weekend in Arlington didn't help him, didn't help his confidence, but that track last week was very hard to pass on.
Yeah, I think last week was probably the toughest track. I've raced a long time. I've never seen lap times that close. You're pulling a 10th or 2 away. We ain't talking about half a second or a second up. You know, we're talking 10th. So, and this year, but in general this year, the racing's been very, very different. I talked to Chad a little bit about it. Trey, RV said it. The racing's changed. You know, it's kind of the new way, and Davey's riding good. He's getting those starts. I think there's 4 or 5 guys that can win main events with good starts, and you get a bad start, and you know Trey and RV have running around 7th and 8th place. So I think that's just the way the year is, and probably the future.
I think coming, you know, on the East, I know that Trey Kennard's an East Coast champion in that 250 class before. That's got to lend a little bit of confidence coming into, you know, like Atlanta here and the softer, ruddier tracks. He seems a little bit more at home with that.
Yeah, he's definitely more of a ruddy kind of guy. So. He's kind of more of an East Coast kind of guy too, and I think this year has kind of been odd for him because I don't think he quite expected to be that far up, or anybody else. And then all of a sudden he was like almost winning races. So yeah, maybe his confidence got down a little bit, but it only takes a little, you know, one good start, and he could be winning main events like the rest of the guys. So.